He's a man of faith. He's a man of conviction. He's passionate about human rights, about human dignity. Sami Hamdi knows his detention is purely vindictive. He's a political prisoner. He's willing to deal with this harassment for the things that Sami Hamdi believes in and to bring attention to the suppression and persecution in America that's happening against those who dare to criticize Israeli human rights and abuses, including the genocide. Sami Hamdi's only crime is that he's outspoken. It's only his speech. It's only his perspective. Genocide is wrong. He thinks genocide is wrong. That's why he's languishing in a federal prison right now in California. It's why he got gastroenteritis. He's got health problems, medical emergency. They put the handcuffs on his ankles so tight that his ankles were swollen for 4 days. In our country, the supporters of Israel are going out of their way to restrict and sometimes criminalize any criticism of Israel, whether it's at school, in a university, the workplace, at a government agency. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking crazy. So we could criticize the American government all we want, but we can't criticize Netanyahu, a fucking ICC war criminal son of a bitch that's got a warrant out for his arrest for killing 680,000 innocent people. America has zero interest in mistreating a well-known journalist like Sami Hamdi. It's bad for our reputation. It's bad for our credibility. It goes against our Constitution. It goes against our morals, our laws, our values. It's only got one purpose: to serve the state of Israel, a terrorist nation. The Nakba has been going on from 1948. A state that is engaged in war crimes, genocide, according to the United Nations and every human rights organization in the world. And everybody, I don't know any fucking group of people that's saying that they're not committing a genocide, except American government and Israeli government. So the whole world sees what's going on. Everybody else is lying, I know. Everybody else is lying, but the people committing the atrocities. It's ridiculous and mind-boggling how we in the West have sold out. All the talk about free speech, the Bill of Rights, human rights, democracy, we've thrown all that out, thrown it under the bus for one purpose and one purpose only: to shield a tiny foreign government in the Middle East from criticism for its human rights abuses, which are well documented. There's plenty of videos of kids being killed, bombed, destroyed. There was a Louisville plane crash, terrible tragedy. 12 people have died, including one kid. The ceasefire, we've seen over 200 people, 204 people who've been killed. They bombed hospitals. They bombed schools. They bombed tent cities. They bombed anything and everything. If you look at the cities in Palestine, it looked like they dropped nuclear bombs all across the entire place. I heard they've dropped more tonnage than all the bombs in Dresden in World War II or something, Nagasaki. And yet apparently American government wants to punish anyone who dares to repeat what is already well known. Things that we could see with our own goddamn eyes. We were recently disturbed by information that Sami Hamdi's ankles were unnecessarily shackled very tightly at one point overnight, leading him to have swollen feet for days. Later he experienced medical concerns around severe abdominal pain, and neither his family nor his legal team received any sort of satisfactory response about the request for expedited medical attention for several long hours. He's from Britain. They got universal health care in Britain. So, for foreigners, for prisoners, if you are sick, you go to the hospital, you get taken care of in Britain, in Canada, Finland, Germany, France, Spain. Every civilized nation has universal health care, except for the United States of America. You would like to think we would care about the health of the nation, mind, body, soul. Later he experienced medical concerns, severe abdominal pain. They're told that there's many medical personnel available on site to evaluate him. Numerous polls now show that the majority of Americans are calling for the cutting of military and economic aid to the Israeli regime. Americans are starting to question their country's blind support for the pariah state. While they struggle to send their their children to college or go bankrupt trying to get medical support, their government has spent more than $30 billion in the 2 years since October 7th, 2025 on military aid to Israel. We've been sending them billions of years for fucking decades. They get most of our foreign aid. We just cut out U.S. aid, so most countries aren't getting any foreign aid, but we're still giving it to goddamn genociders. London University, where British political commentator, journalist Sami Hamdi completed his studies, has called for the full transparency and due process regarding his detention in the United States. Yeah, fat chance of that. Full transparency, due process. I hope he gets both of those things. They sound like honorable ends. Full transparency and due process. In a statement published on Wednesday, SOAS, University of London, SOAS, University of London said it was deeply concerned by reports of Hamdi's detention, adding that there's no indication that Sami Hamdi has violated any laws. Mr. Hamdi hasn't violated any laws. This is purely politics about his speech. They disagree with his perspective. U.S. government has still not provided any evidence as to why they feel the need to revoke his visa, and therefore they're treating him as an overstayer. The wife was like, if you want to deport him, hurry up and deport him. We want him home. We want him home with his family. But it is alarming because does the United States, are we doing that now? We become a country where a British citizen traveling on a valid visa can have their visa revoked without a hearing, without notice, be arrested, 9 goons, hooded up goons, throw them into a damn van, take him to Bakersfield one day in the middle of the night, kidnap him again, take him to Fresno. Because that's scary if the ICE, Homeland Security, ICE, fascist Nazis think that they're able to treat Sami Hamdi in this way. It's only a matter of time before they start to treat American citizens this way. There's this article here, I haven't read it completely, but Sami Hamdi and the Fall of the Roman Empire. Sami Hamdi has criticized the United Arab Emirates for policies undermining Islamic principles and marginalizing Muslim communities. That's it, few people have dared to criticize the United Arab Emirates. I didn't know that. The UAE is untouchable. Is that Dubai? This article begins, just as the Roman Empire fell when its leaders abandoned justice, truth, and accountability, the West today demonstrates a similar deterioration in its commitment to moral duties, particularly towards freedom of expression. Deterioration. I don't know. Okay. So I'll read, some more of this. But it's bullshit. Free Sami Hamdi. Sami Hamdi should not be languishing in a prison when you fucked up, when you made a mistake. If you're walking down the wrong road, it's never too late to turn back. It's time for the U.S. government to correct their mistakes, apologize, hope that he don't fucking sue us. It makes me think of Julian Assange. Julian Assange was basically stuck in Britain in the embassy for a long ass time because he didn't want to be shipped to the United States. He didn't think he'd get a fair trial here. He didn't think he'd get a fair trial. And so, it's fucking scary, man. Anyways, free Sami Hamdi. Free Sami Hamdi. Fuck. Wrong. It's bullshit what they're doing to him.